Hello and welcome back, everybody. We're going to continue progress here on our Darby. And next up is a Vallejo flat dark earth. Technically, the color is flat earth. It's 70.983. So, going to get that in the dish. And we're going to be dry brushing this on. So, just got some there to work with. Again, one of my favorite dry brushes. Let me get some paint on there. And essentially what we're painting now is we're going to be working low here, and we're going to be putting on some dirt and sand, um, whatever Darby would be coming in contact within the environment. So as I'm dry brushing on the green, hopefully this is translating to camera. This is actually taking way better than I thought it would, but we're just getting some flat dark earth on here, and we're covering up the green so that it's not just pure and super clean. I don't plan on doing a whole lot on the chest as of right now, and the reason for that is this is further away from where the character would be walking, and my intention is to cover these lower leg armor here to give the effect that he's been trudging through some stuff. And with the knees and the front, I am going to hit heavier with more paint, because that would be a point of contact that we would expect to see more exposure, either to elements or just by way of kneeling down or brushing up against things. So I'm taking into account the natural movement of the figure. Same way with the bottom. I almost wanted to say cuff, but the bottom here, and just going to add more paint. Oh, there we go. Good. And then I'm going to hit the instep of the boot. I'm just going to be intentional about pulling the direction of where I am putting paint. I didn't mention this before, but actually the sculpt from the bottom of the boot itself is they put so much detail into this figure. And you'll notice I just put my thumb right where I'm working. That's okay. This is dry brush. There's very little paint there. And if by chance I would have taken some off, then I would just go right back into it and hit it again. But you're not going to do any harm that way. There's actually another technique where you can take a Q-tip and you can start to blot and take paint off in areas as it starts to dry. It's not a technique that I've used often, but I have used it. I think there's a time and a place for it. But here, I'm not looking to do that. And I will come back later and hit these, but right now I want to give an overall effect on this piece here. And because these are sticking further out than his leg, I am going to also put in, hit this harder. And when I say harder, I mean like more paint, and also just the intensity of by which I'm pushing the brush in. It puts more paint onto the surface that you're dry brushing, whereas compared to going real light, you're going to get less paint going on. So I'm just hitting the back of these legs, and I'm really liking that. So there we go. That side is almost done. I do want to go through and hit these knee pads lightly with this flat dark earth. Nothing too crazy, because again, I really want to retain the original paint on the figure and give that contrast so it doesn't all just blend. This is a different piece of armor. It's going to match that one there. So best practice, if you're looking for a symmetrical look, is hit it at the same time. And that way you got it covered. And rotate the figure. And we'll get that side. Make sure we get that side. Rotate the leg. And good. All right. We have put on some dry brush on our lower leg here, and we will move on to the next.